All right, guys, welcome back. I've been meaning to make this video for a little while, especially because we have game two coming on. But if you're a basketball fan, you have to be happy. It is such a joy to watch the chess match going on between great coaches. And you're looking at Doc Rivers, you're looking at Eric Spoelstra, two great coaches that we have in the NBA. It's been fun to see the game plans going into each game and the adjustments through the quarters that they're doing. So I'm going to give you some takeaways that I had. I'm going to keep it super short, very simple. And just for you to have some stuff that you could look to, especially with game two going on. So we know that Joel Embiid is out. Fractured orbital bone. So that's to the face, to the eye, right? So yeah, let's try to look at how the teams approach this game going on. Full disclaimer, I've never made a video like this where if you're joining us on the podcast, I'm going to try to do my best for you to be able to understand what's going on. But afterwards, if you want to get a little deeper intel, I will be putting out the video on my YouTube channel. So Lego. Okay. All right, let's look at this. Let's see what we got. Let us see what we got. This is what I think is super interesting, okay? So going into this game, Miami has decided that they're going to deny James Harden the basketball, right? So we're looking on a made basket. PJ Tucker is going to pick him up all the way full court. Okay. So when the ball goes in, we're not letting James Harden get comfortable. We're picking him all the way up. And that forces other guys to have to make plays, which naturally, over the span of the game, if you're Philadelphia, you want the ball to be in James Harden's hand. But if you deny him from all the way up, Miami's starting off this game with an advantage because other people that are not used to handling the ball or not used to running the offense have to make plays, which naturally shifts how they're going to be able to get their shots. And players don't get the ball in their comfort zone as well, right? Because we're used to playing around James Harden. So now we got to play around Tyrese Maxey. We got to play fast. The rhythm right away is in Miami's advantage. Here's another one. The basket goes in. This is a second clip. The basket goes in. PJ Tucker's going to pick up full court. And Danny Green's going to inbound the ball and throw a long outlet all the way to Tobias Harris. So now you got Tobias Harris handling the ball. He dribbles it up court and then gives it back to Tyrese Maxey at the top. And now Tyrese Maxey has to make this play. So PJ Tucker is going to pick up James Harden as James Harden comes across, crosses the court, and PJ Tucker is going to pick up James Harden. But what we're seeing is we're taking away James Harden's space. Taking away James Harden's space. Because we know that James Harden is somebody that likes to dribble, get into his bag. So if we eat up the space that he has, automatically, we're making it uncomfortable. And then it settles. And what Miami has done in this series is that Miami has switched a lot of the ball screens. Some people call it pick and rolls. Miami has switched a lot of those. And by switching a lot of those, what you're doing is you're keeping everything on the perimeter. Okay. What I mean by keeping everything on the perimeter, so when you switch up high, you're preventing the offensive player to get down into the paint and put you in trouble. So by showing a body as where the screen is happening, what you're doing is, one, you're preventing, and Miami has the bodies and the personnel to be able to do this, but what you're doing is you're preventing this ball handler to be able to get into the paint. You're preventing that. Okay. So now what's the counter, right? Your Doc Rivers, you see they're picking up James Harden full court. You're getting the ball across half court with not that much time left on the shot clock. What is the adjustment? If you're watching on YouTube, what they're doing is that they're setting high ball screens, right? So the high ball screens is a great way. If you're a coach and you're getting pressured a lot, a high ball screen is a great way for you to release pressure off of, if you want to keep the ball in James Harden's hand, if you want to keep the ball in one of your best players' hands, the high ball screen is a great way to maybe release this pressure, because now on this high ball screen, now you got a little bit of momentum and you can get downhill and create. Okay. So the adjustment to Philly was we're sending these high ball screens now because we want the ball in our best player's hand. Okay. Here we're picking up high. Now look at what's going on all the way up high. James Harden is going to pick up the ball. James Harden is under his own basket. So now you have Niang is going to set a back screen. We're trying to just free up James Harden. So now James Harden gets a little bit loose. And now he has a little bit of momentum going in. You guys see it? Gets a shot at the basket. He doesn't make it, but we'll live. Okay. So this is what I was talking about at the beginning. We're switching most of the ball screens. So here we have Tyrese Maxey with the ball at the top of the key, and we're going to set a ball screen. A Philadelphia player is going to come up and set a ball screen. PJ Tucker doesn't sit back. He actually steps up, and that prevents Tyrese Maxey from taking the ball screen and turning the corner. Okay. So again, we're keeping everything on the perimeter. That plays to our advantage if we're Miami, because now our players don't get into foul trouble. Now Philadelphia has to make shots, right? They don't collapse our defense. We could still rotate. We could still contest. We keep the ball out of the middle, and this keeps us out of trouble. Here, another one. Tyler Hero is going to pick up high. Tyrese Maxey gets a second screen. He's going to pick up high. And you can see on this, Danny Green spaces out to the three. But now he's got to make this shot. He doesn't make it. But again, Miami advantage. We're keeping everything out of the middle. All right. So here's in the last scenario where James Harden is going to go down. Again, we're setting these ball screens super high. We're trying to let James Harden go loose. Up. Right. Ball's on the side. Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey is going to dribble it up to the top of the key. So now, again, when a team switches, and this is what Miami did that I found was very interesting. When a team switches a lot, what it forces you to do is forces you to play in isolation. Okay. So when you switch, what you're doing is that you're forcing players to have to play one-on-one. You're getting them out of their offense, and you have to force them to play one-on-one. So now multiple players on Philadelphia have to create on their own. Now Tyrese Maxey is going to get here, and he's going to make a tough shot to the middle, in the middle of the paint. It's a tough one, tough shot, but over the span of a game, that is not sustainable. If those are the shots that Philadelphia has to make all game, it's going to be very hard for them to win this series. So Philadelphia now has to go back to the lab and figure out, what are we going to do to counter this? What are we going to do for us to be able to get easy shots? Again, I just wanted to put this last clip. Again, high ball screen. We got James Harden. James Harden is going down. He's one of the greatest players in the NBA as soon as he has space, and he's going to score. So it's been fun just watching the chess match in between these two great teams. But yeah, we'll be on the lookout for what we're going to see in game 2. What kind of adjustments are we going to see Philadelphia make? Or kind of now, how does Miami come into it and counter back to what Philadelphia's adjustment is? So that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed these, please sub to the YouTube channel. It will help with people finding the visual to what we do on this podcast. If you are listening on the podcast, I appreciate you. Please Give me a 5-star review, because I believe the content that I'm giving is 5-star. That's just me. I'm a little biased, but appreciate you guys, and I will catch you on the next one.